On Christmas Eve in 1884, the commercial cable company sent its first message from a quiet hillside overlooking a lake near Canso, and Nova Scotia became a voice of a continent. This was Hazel Hill, the closest point on mainland North America to Europe. Every mile of undersea cable cost a fortune, and the stretch of rocky coastline saved hundreds of miles of copper. The cables stretched across the Atlantic floor, connecting this hillside to Waterville, Ireland, and from there to London, Paris, and beyond. 4 years later, the company built a grand brick station to house its growing operation. They brought engineers and operators from England to run it. But they did not just bring workers, they built them a town. Stylish homes lined the hillside, along with a tennis court, a cricket field, and a curling rink for the long winters. The manager's house even had a ballroom. It was one of the few planned white-collar communities in North America, a little piece of Britain planted on the Nova Scotia coast. Down the road, the fishing families of Canso lived a very different life, and the two communities did not always see eye to eye. But they shared something remarkable together, a front row seat to history. Hazel Hill became the major cable terminal in North America, handling thousands of messages every day. And some of those messages would shake the world. For 77 years, the world's news flowed through Hazel Hill. In 1912, operator Bill Windler was the first to receive word that the Titanic had struck an iceberg and was sinking. In 1918, the cables carried news that the Great War had finally ended. In 1929, they hummed with panic as Wall Street collapsed. At its peak, the station handled 3,000 messages a day. Skilled clerks worked around the clock, reading the strange zigzag signals that spilled from the receivers and translating electrical pulses into words at astonishing speed. By the 1960s, transatlantic telephone cables had made the telegraph a relic of another age. The messages slowed to a trickle, the staff dwindled, and the stylish homes emptied one by one. On a quiet day in 1962, Superintendent Charles Holness sat at his station and sent one final message to the company's vice president in New York. He thanked them for the years, expressed his sadness at watching the lights go out, and wished them well. Then he pulled the plug, and the station went dark. The building stood abandoned for decades, and in September 2017, it was finally torn down. Today, only the granite foundation remains, along with a small park where you can stand on the spot where the world once passed through Nova Scotia.